Hi, my name is Nofar Farhana binti Nawi and my metric number is S71596. Today, I would like to begin by introducing the Suezmax tankers within the international oil and gas industry. The global oil and gas industry depends heavily on maritime transportation to move crude oil from producing regions to refineries and major consumption markets around the world. Because oil is produced and consumed in different geographical locations and in very large volumes, tanker vessels play a critical role as the backbone of global oil logistics. Among the various types of oil tankers, Suezmax vessels represent a strategically important category that is specifically designed for crude oil transportation. These vessels are optimized not for general cargo or dry bulk trade, but for efficiently moving large quantities of crude oil across long distance. A Suezmax tanker is defined by its maximum dimension that allow it to transit the Suez Canal when fully laden. Typically, this vessel range between 120,000 and 200,000 deadweight tons with an average carrying capacity of about 1 million barrels of crude oil. Their length, beam, and draft are carefully engineered to meet Suez Canal restrictions while maintaining structural safety for long-haul voyages. As a result, Suezmax tankers are particularly efficient on major oil routes linking regions such as the Middle East, West Africa, and the Black Sea, with key refining hubs in Europe and Asia. In comparison with larger vessels such as VLCCs, Suezmax tankers offer greater operational flexibility. They are able to access a wider range of port and terminals, including those with draft limitations. This allows them to serve both major export terminals and smaller regional ports without relying heavily on lightering operations, improving overall operational efficiency. From an economic perspective, Suezmax tankers provide a balanced combination of economies of scale and route efficiency. Their ability to pass directly through the Suez Canal reduces voyage distance, fuel consumption, and transit time, leading to lower transportation costs and stronger freight competitiveness. Overall, the flexibility, efficiency, and adaptability of Suezmax tankers make them a vital component in maintaining stability and continuity within the global crude oil and supply chain.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nu'ala binti Hussein and my metric numbers is S71587. So today I will be presenting the main reasons for choosing a Suezmax tanker as a preferred vessel type. To begin with, Suezmax tankers provide an optimal balance between capacity, operational flexibility, and earning potential. With a deadweight range of approximately 120,000 to 200,000 DWT, they are large enough to benefit from economies of scale while still being small enough to access a wide range of ports and trading routes. Secondly, Suezmax vessels are the largest tankers capable of transiting the Suez Canal while fully laden. This is a major strategic advantage as it allows operators to significantly reduce voyage distance, fuel consumptions, and overall transit time, especially when trading between the Atlantic Basin and Asian or European markets. Thirdly, there is strong and consistent demand for Suezmax tankers in major crude oil trading routes. These include exports from West Africa, the Mediterranean, and the Black Sea to Europe and the United States, where Suezmax vessels are often the most commercially efficient choice. In addition to this, Suezmax tankers tend to deliver more stable earnings across different shipping cycles. Their versatility and ability to switch between multiple trades help reduce exposure to market volatility compared to larger, less flexible vessels. Furthermore, when compared to VLCCs, Suezmax tankers enjoy greater accessibility to ports and terminals. This wider accessibility increases employment opportunities, minimizes waiting times, and helps lower overall commercial and operational risk. Finally, in an environment of changing global trade patterns and ongoing geopolitical uncertainty, Suezmax tankers are increasingly favored. Their flexibility, adaptability, and strategic positioning make them a resilient and attractive option for ship owners and charterers alike. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Abu Muhammad Lazim bin Abu Yazza. My metric number is S70360, and I will continue about oil and gas market trends. First, global oil market trends, which is 2025 until 2030. Global oil demand growth is slowly due to improved energy efficiency, the increasing adoption of electric vehicles, and stricter environmental regulation worldwide. Despite this slowdown, Asia, especially emerging markets, remain the main drivers of global oil demand and crude oil trading as energy consumption continues to rise in the region. According to the International Energy Agency (IEA), global oil demand is expected to peak at around 105.5 million barrels per day by 2030. In the short term, oil demand is projected to stay relatively stable until 2026, which means seaborne oil transportation will continue to be important for meeting global energy need. Second, the rise of liquid natural gas (LNG). Natural gas demand is growing faster than oil, mainly due to its increasing use in industry and power generation. Liquefied natural gas (LNG) demand is expected to increase by about 60% by 2040 as more countries turn to gas to meet their energy needs. LNG is often seen as a key fuel to the energy transitions because it produces lower carbon emission compared to coal. To support this growth, more than 170 million tons of new gas supply capacity is expected to come online by 2030, with major contribution from the United States and Qatar. Next, impact on vessel transport and shipping. Even though oil demand growth is slowing, the need for crude oil and product tanker remains essential because they are a key part of global energy supply chains. At the same time, rising LNG demand is driving strong growth in LNG shipping, with heavy investment in new specialized vessels and long-term charter contracts. Stricter IMO environmental regulations are also pushing shipping companies to operate more fuel efficient and low emission ships using cleaner propulsion technologies. Overall, energy vessels will continue to play a vital role by connecting energy producers with consumers around the world. And the last one is future outlooks, which is post until 2030. After 2030, global oil demand is expected to level off or gradually decline as alternative energy technologies become more widely available and commercially viable. In contrast, LNG transport volumes are likely to remain strong even beyond 2030 as many industries move away from high carbon fuels.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Natasha binti Manusu, nama metro S71860. Now I will explain the justification for choosing Suezmax tankers as the preferred vessel type. First, strong freight earnings. Suezmax tankers recorded exceptionally strong freight rate in 2024. Average daily earning reached around $63,000 per day in key regions such as the Mediterranean. This improvement was mainly driven by increased crude oil movement from the Black Sea and West Africa, where Suezmax vessels are particularly well suited. Compared to larger vessels like VLCCs, Suezmax tankers are more economical for this medium-haul trade, which strengthens their earning potential. Second, limited fleet supply. The supply side of the Suezmax market remains structurally tight. New building activity declined in 2035, while the average fleet age is approximately 13 years, which increases the likelihood of scrapping in the coming years. In addition, sanctions and operational restrictions have reduced the number of compliant vessels available in the market. This limited effective supply support higher utilization rates and help maintain firm freight earnings. Third, operational flexibility advantage. So, one of the key strengths of Suezmax tankers is is their operational flexibility. These vessels can transit the Suez Canal fully laden, allowing access to both the Atlantic and Asian market. They are suitable for multiple crude oil trade routes, including West Africa to Europe, Black Sea to the Mediterranean, and Middle East to Asia. This flexibility allows operators to quickly adjust trading patterns to capture the most profitable market opportunities. So the number 4 is resilience to geopolitical disruptions. Suezmax tankers have shown strong resilience during periods of geopolitical instability. Trade rerouting caused by conflicts and sanctions increased ton-mile demand, which particularly benefit medium-sized vessels compared to LCCs. Suezmax tanker can adapt more easily to rerouted and shorter haul trades. At the same time, sanctions further tighten the supply of compliant vessels, supporting freight route. So, finally, stable and predictable revenue. Suezmax tankers often operate under long-term charter contract, which reduce exposure to spot market volatility. This provides more stable and predictable cash flow compared to sectors such as dry bulk shipping, where earnings are highly sensitive to commodity price fluctuations. As a result, Suezmax investment offer greater financial stability, which is attractive for ship owners and financiers. So that's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Muhammad Nur Syamil bin alias S71573 will continue trading road. For normal trading road, under stable market condition, Suezmax tanker typically follow 3 main trading corridors. First, West Africa to Europe and USA. This includes shipment from Nigeria and Angola to destinations such as Spain, Italy, France, and Netherlands. These routes are selected based on port draft compatibility and cargo size efficiency. Second, Black Sea to Mediterranean to Europe. Originating from Russia and Kazakhstan, this cargo transit through the Bosporus Strait. The absence to lightering operation make this route cost efficient. Third, Middle East to Europe via the Suez Canal. This route offers a shorter distance compared to the Cape of Good Hope, resulting in lower fuel consumption and reduced transit time. For proposed route shift, involves West African crude export and Asia, particularly China and India. For alternative routing, in the event of geopolitical disruption or blockage, such as issue affecting the Suez Canal, and alternative route via the Cape of Good Hope may be necessary. With this route is longer and capacity is tighter. So, why this route matter? First is flexible routing, which is Atlantic to Asia, and second is higher earning potential and reduce idle time, and lastly is strong response to geopolitical risk. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Galam Syamuddin, S71275. So I want to present my part is cost structure and operating expenses or OPEX of a Suezmax tanker. The fixed daily cost range from USD 10,000 to 14,000 per day, which apply even when the vessel is not trading. And then crew wages are estimated at USD 4,500 to 6,000 per day, covering salaries, insurance, and crew welfare. And then maintenance are repair costs around USD 2,000 to 3,000 per day, which include routine maintenance and repair parts. Next is vessel insurance, including hull and machinery and P&I insurance costs, approximately USD 1,500 to 2,000 per day. So other expenses is include straw and supplies, as well as management and administration costs, which support daily vessel operation. These operating costs are essential to keep the vessel running safely and efficiently. So next is 6.2 is show the main voyage related cost component for a Suezmax tanker. So the largest cost is fuel, also known as bunker, which is estimated at USD 990,000. Fuel costs are highly variable and depend on fuel price and selling distance. Next are port charges, estimated at USD 330,000, which include fees at both loading and discharge ports. Swiss canal fees are another major expense amounting to USD 320,000 required for transit through the canal. Finally, cargo handling and miscellaneous costs are estimated at USD 60,000, covering tug service, agents and documentation. Overall, this table highlights that fuel and canal fees make up the majority of voyage costs. So last part is 6.3, summarize the total estimate cost for a Suezmax tanker voyage. So operating cost for a 30 days voyage calculate at USD 12,000 per day, amount to approximately USD 360,000. The total voyage cost, including fuel, port charge, canal fee and cargo handling, are estimated at USD 1.7 million. When we combine both operating and voyage costs, the total overall cost of the voyage is estimated to be between USD 2.0 and 2.1 million. This highlights how both daily operating expense and voyage-related costs significantly impact the total cost of tanker operation. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alistair Terry Anapitunggang S72049. For this section, we estimated the departure and arrival time for a Suezmax tanker operating on the West Africa to Asia route via the Suez Canal. The vessel is assumed to depart from a major West African loading port and sail at an average speed of about 13 to 14 knots under normal operating conditions. Based on the sailing distance, Suez Canal boat transit time, and port operation at both loading and discharge ports, the total estimated voyage duration is approximately 28 to 30 days. This timeline is consistent with the cost and operating assumptions used in our earlier analysis.
Hello and Assalamualaikum to everyone. My name is Abdul Hafiz bin Abdul Rahim. Let's get it started. In the world of ship brokering and chartering, we often say, time is money, but the weather is the boss. On this slide, we're looking at why even the most efficient Suezmax tankers are sometimes forced to take the long way home. Let's dive into disruptions that turn a smooth voyage into a logistical nightmare. The hazards, which is weather risk to Suezmax. First, let's look at the Black Sea to Mediterranean road. Between late 2024 and early 2025, winter fog and storms didn't just slow things down. They shut down the Bosphorus and Dardanelles entirely. We're talking about delays to over 12 days. For a charterer, a 12-day delay isn't just a late arrival. It's a massive hit to the bottom line. Moving down to the Suez Canal. From June to September, the southwest monsoon brings sandstorms and blinding winds. These can cause sudden closures, leaving vessels idling and creating a massive traffic jam or congestion at the entrance. And finally, in the Indian Ocean, the same monsoon creates high sea states. This forces ships to reduce speed by 15 to 20%, which kills fuel efficiency and drags down the vessel's CII ratings, which is carbon intensity indicator. In today's green focus market, at bad rating is a bad reputation. The alternative, which is the Cape of Good Hope. So, what happens when the Suez is a no-go? We turn to the Cape of Good Hope. It's our main backup, but it comes with a triple threat penalty. First, operational. You are adding 20 to 34 days to a round trip. That's nearly a month of extra time at sea. Secondly, economic. Costs skyrocket by at least 51%. And environmental, because the distance is so much further. GHG, greenhouse gas emission jump by 46%. It's a safer road physically, but a painful one financially and environmentally. The overall impact, to wrap it up, weather disruption isn't just about rainy days. For us as brokers and charterers, it means voyage delays, surging fuel consumption, and broken supply chains. When we calculate a charter party, we must account for this risk because, as you can see, the alternative is rarely a cheap one. Thank you.
I am Nur Shafizah Izzati, S72265. Moving to our next topic, let's look at the alternative routing. In the global shipping industry, flexibility is the key, especially when primary channel like the Suez Canal face a blockage, securities or high congestion. As you can see on the map, we are comparing the standard Red Sea Suez Canal route against the alternative route around the Cape of Good Hope. Let's look at the number. While the Suez Canal is the most direct pipe, taking a detour around the southern tip of Africa significantly impact the logistic timeline. First, when using the Suez Canal, the journey is roughly about 10,000 nautical miles, taking about 25.5 days. But around the Cape of Good Hope, this is increased to 30,500 nautical miles, extending the journey to 34 days. That's an additional 3,500 miles and nearly 9 extra days at sea, based on the average speed of 16.43 knots. We specifically look at two major transit corridors. First, West Africa to Europe. Ships sail from West Africa round to the Cape of Good Hope and then head north up to the Atlantic. Second, West Africa to Asia. Similarly, the ships sail south to round the southern tip of Africa before heading northeast into the Indian Ocean. So why we would choose this longer pipe? These pros are largely about stability. This is proven established route and allow us to bypass Suez-specific risks like political instability, heavy congestion, or high transit fees. Most importantly, it can offer a safer alternative during time of heightening piracy or conflict in the Red Sea region. However, the cons are significant. The primary drawback are increased distance and time, which add weak to the delivery schedule. This leads directly to higher costs, not just in the fuel and operational expense, but potentially higher insurance premium due to the rugged sea and strong wind common at the southern tip of Africa. In summary, while the Cape of Good Hope serves as a vital plan B, it requires a careful balance of cost efficiency versus risk management.
Good day everyone, my name is Nur Nabila Fatah binti Sutia S70104. This slide shows the risk consideration for the Suezmax tanker. First is the market risk. Freight risk can change because of the market cycle, global economy and too many tankers in the market. This can impact income. Next is geopolitical risk. Conflicts and tension or problem at the Suezmax Canal can disrupt trade routes and the increase voyage time and costs. Operational risks include ship complexity, long voyage breakdown, and human error, which cause delay and extra expenses. Environmental and regulatory risks become the threat. Environmental and regulatory risks are become stricter. Environmental rules and bad weather such as monsoon and winter storm, this can affect ship safety and performance. Lastly, financial risks involve fuel risk, change, insurance costs, and port charge, canal toll, and exchange rate fluctuation. That's all. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nur Farhana binti Nawi and my metric number is S71596. Now, I will present the conclusion of this report. To conclude, this report has examined the role of Suezmax tankers in the global oil and gas shipping industry. The analysis focuses on market demand, vessel characteristics, costs, trading routes, and operational risks. Overall, the findings show that maritime transportation remains essential in supporting the global energy supply chain, especially for moving crude oil over long distance. The report highlights that Suezmax tankers provide a strong balance between cargo capacity and operational flexibility. One of their main advantages is their ability to pass through the Suez Canal while fully loaded. This reduces travel distance, fuel consumption, and voyage time compared to longer routes such as the Cape of Good Hope. In addition, Suezmax vessels can access more ports than larger tankers, which increase their operational flexibility. This makes them suitable for medium-sized crude oil trades, particularly from regions like West Africa, the Black Sea, and the Mediterranean. In terms of market demand, global oil demand growth is expected to slow due to energy transition policies and efficiency improvements. However, seaborne oil transportation is still expected to remain stable in the medium term, supported by continued demand from emerging economies. This shows that Suezmax tankers can adapt well to changing trade patterns and global uncertainties. Finally, from an operational perspective, major costs such as fuel, port charges, and canal fees remain key challenges. Therefore, effective voyage planning, route optimization, and risk management are crucial to control costs and maintain profitability. The ability to respond to weather disruptions and geopolitical risks future strengthens the importance of operational resilience in tanker operations. In conclusion, Suezmax tankers will continue to play an important role in the global oil and gas transportation system by offering efficiency, flexibility, and adaptability in a changing maritime environment.